Dracamar feels like a game pulled straight out of the PlayStation 2 era, filled with colorful worlds, classic platforming, collectibles, and that old school adventure style a lot of players grew up with. It clearly takes inspiration from those classic 3D platformers while trying to add its own modern twist through character switching, puzzle solving, and fast-paced movement. While the game has a lot of heart and charm, the big question is whether it does enough to stand out today or if it ends up feeling more dated than nostalgic. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about it. The story of Dracamar follows an evil dragon known as King Krat, who steals the power of a mythical flower called Kuroki. With this power, he corrupts peaceful creatures called Okis and transforms them into hostile monsters known as Mokis. To stop this threat, players take control of 3 heroes, Kalu, Fog, and Spuna, along with their companion Eiko. Each character plays a role in restoring balance into the world while traveling across multiple islands. Their journey involves rebuilding damaged paths, rescuing corrupted areas, and collecting special items to push back King Krat's influence. The story itself is very simple and easy to follow. It does not try to deliver a deep or complex narrative. Instead, it focuses more on being a light adventure that is accessible and family friendly. One of the most interesting aspects of this game is the cultural inspiration. Many of the environments, music, and character designs draw from Mediterranean and Galactian folklore, which gives the game a distinctive visual identity. The characters are not extremely deep, but they are likable enough to keep the journey moving overall. The story exists mainly to support the gameplay rather than drive a complex narrative experience. The presentation of Dracamar is one of the most noticeable elements, especially if you enjoy old school 3D platformers. The game uses a bright, colorful, and cartoonish art style that immediately gives it a lighthearted and accessible feel. Each world has its own theme, which helps keep the visual experience varied as you progress. You will travel through forest areas, mythical regions, mechanical style environments, and more open adventure focus levels. This variety helps prevent the game from feeling too repetitive visually. However, there are moments where the game does look dated, some textures, angle details, certain animations feel stiff, and a few environmental assets lack polish when compared to modern platformers. It clearly aims for a retro style, but at times it feels more limited than intentionally nostalgic. The sound design is functional and clean. Movement actions like jumping, running, and attacking all sound responsive and clear during gameplay. The music is actually a strong point. It features relaxed and adventurous themes that fit the game's tone very well. During action sequences, the soundtrack picks up to match the energy of the moment. This gives the game a true classic platformer feel that older players will probably appreciate. On Xbox Series X, the game runs mostly at a stable 60 frames per second. Performance is generally smooth, with only occasional small frame drops that do not majority impact gameplay. Overall, the presentation captures the intent of a classic platformer, even if it does not always feel fully modernized. The gameplay in Dracamar focuses on traditional 3D platforming, light combat, exploration, and collectible hunting. One of the main features is character switching between Kalu, Folk, and Espuna. Each character has unique abilities that help with movement, puzzle solving, and accessing different areas. This system adds variety because certain sections require specific characters to progress. One may be better for platforming, while another is better for environmental puzzles. The platform itself feels very classic. You will be running, jumping, gliding, climbing, and exploring large levels filled with optional paths and secret areas. The game features a total of 15 main levels along with bonus stages that offers extra challenges and additional collectibles. Throughout the adventure, you collect items such as metals, seeds, and marker balls. These are used to unlock new areas, restore pathways, and progress through the world. Your companion Eco also plays an important role. Eco can interact with environmental objects to help solve puzzles or create new paths. This adds light variety to exploration and puzzle design. The game also mixes in different gameplay sequences such as vehicle segments, railroad riding, and environmental set pieces. These moments help break up the platforming loop. Boss fights are included throughout the game as well. They are simple but effective, offering short bursts of action between platforming sections. One of the best things about Dracamar is its accessibility. It is not overly difficult or punishing, checkpoints are frequent, and the controls are designed to be easy for most players to pick up. However, over time, the gameplay does start to feel a little bit repetitive. Even with new ideas introduced, the core loop does not evolve in a major way as you progress.
To reach higher places.
Despite its charm, Dracamar does have some clear issues. The biggest problem is the combat system. It feels very basic and does not offer much depth. Most enemies can be beaten using the same simple attacks without much strategy. This makes combat start to feel repetitive over time. The camera system can also be frustrating, especially during precise platforming sections. Sometimes it moves too quickly or does not frame jump properly, leading to missed landings. Boss fights also become somewhat repetitive, even though they are different with different patterns. Many of them follow similar structures and do not evolve enough to stay fresh. There are also small technical issues including frame drops, minor bugs, and occasional glitches that interrupt flow. None of these problems completely break the game, but they do affect consistency. Another limitation is replay value. Once you complete the game and collect most content, there is not much incentive to return unless you are a completionist. Overall, while Dracamar is an enjoyable game, it does not push the genre forward in a significant way. Dracamar is a charming throwback to classic 3D platformers that successfully captures the look and feel of the PlayStation 2 era. It offers colorful worlds, simple gameplay, and an accessible experience that many players will find relaxing and fun. However, it is held back by simple combat, occasional camera issues, and a gameplay loop that does not evolve enough over time. It's a solid experience for fans of old school platformers, but it does not really invocate or stand out in a modern context. For that, I'm giving Dracamar a 3 out of 5. Thank you for tuning into the best place for independent gaming journalism, the Gamer section. If you enjoyed this review, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay locked in for more reviews, interviews, and gaming content coming soon.